For 7 years. I recently moved over here from the San Francisco and Mountain View office and headed to the sunny shores of Sydney where it's been gorgeous out here. Wanted to experience something else. Out here I'm an agency lead and I focus on search. So we're going to be going through some of the cool innovations as it comes to search. So at the core, Google is really innovation drives our business. And so you can see here, we got lots of different products, search, mobile, display, etc. Engineers spend about 80% of their time focusing on their core product, and 20% of their time is focused on other things. So they're, as far as the eye can see, they can focus on other products. And so some cool things have come out of this, like self-driven cars. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that in the US, but some engineers out there actually developing a way for cars to drive themselves. So go ahead and take a look on YouTube. They have some cool videos about engineers and what they have done with the 20% of their time. But today we're actually going to focus on some of the great innovations as it relates to search, as that's really our core business and our core product. Now some of you may not think search is sexy, and I know a lot of people here are focusing on social and display and YouTube, but really again at the end of the day, search is our core product. And I'm here to prove at some of our great innovating products that search can be sexy as well. So hopefully you'll think that as well. How many of you have heard about Google Instant? So a handful of you have heard about Google Instant. Probably all of you have experienced it, but you may not have known that that's what you're experiencing. So let's go through a quick video about Google Instant, and then we're going to talk about it, because this is probably one of the biggest innovations in search over the last year and a half that not many people knew really what it was called or when it was released, how much went into it. Nice video. So now does everyone know or have experienced Google Instant? So it's really an innovative product that really saves time. So it took us from 2 billion searches to 5 billion searches overnight once this was launched. It saves about 2 to 5 seconds of every search, and globally that's about 11 hours every minute. So just by taking a look and predicting based on what the key letters and the keystrokes that you're typing in, it's predicting what they think that you're searching for to actually save time from actually filling out the full search query. So again, taking search one step forward to actually predicting and making it quicker and faster for the user, so you don't have to type in the full search query. Again, just globally talking about Google Instant. So really taking it one step forward, and this was huge when we launched it. But again, we didn't really announce it globally. It was just something that was quietly launched, and that the users kind of figured out on their own. All right, perfect. So I'm sure you guys have heard today probably a lot about social. And how the web is really becoming more social and leading to it. We're going to talk a little bit about Google +1. We're not going to talk about Google Plus today, since this is really around search. And Google, the +1 is really how Google takes a look at search and how it relates to the social environment. So how we're going to mesh those two together. There's no we all know and understand how social and how our friends influence what we buy, what we think, what movie we're going to watch, what song we're going to download. So how do we take a look at that in our social environment and make it useful at the most relevant point possible is when we're searching for it. So when we're actually searching for what product to buy, as in here, if I'm in the mood for a toaster oven at the time, and I see, my friend Cammie here actually likes the Toast-O-Matic, that's going to influence me more because I trust what she has to say. So how do we mesh this together with what my friends like as to when I'm searching on it online? So unfortunately, this example is not about toaster ovens, but we're going to take a look at this. So if I'm going around and looking online on Google for King Day books, so Martin Luther King, I'm going to be taken to a ton of search results here. And so a lot of times they become overwhelming. Like, which one do I go to? Which is going to be the most relevant for what I am in the mood or what I am looking for? What would happen if, as I'm searching for this, I actually see that my friend here, Tim, has actually recommended that link? I'm going to be more apt to click on that because I already know, hey, if my friend Tim likes this, this must be the most relevant search result, or I might find this useful for my actual search. So we know about 90% of consumers online trust recommendations, and I think we all know that. Again, we all know that our family members and friends are going to influence what we like or buy. Anytime that we are in the mood for a particular product, especially if it's a little bit more expensive, we're going to ask people what they like. So again, if I'm going back to our example here, if I'm going to take a look at King Day books, I see that my friend likes it, I can also +1 it as well. So now it's actually showing within my circle of friends who has actually recommended certain links and certain articles for me. You can also like, +1 the paid listings as well. So it's not just about the natural listings, but also the paid listings as well. So if I find that this company, I can also +1 it. We'll go into this. And then again, based on just from what we've seen, the click-through rates by social connections and search traffic is pre-qualified. So we're actually going to see greater click-through rates on organic and paid search listings based on recommendations from our family and friends. So it's really beneficial not just to the advertisers and yourself as well. But we take it beyond that than just the actual search listings. You could actually +1 pages. So not just the listings that you see on the search page, but if you actually go ahead and are taken into an article or into a website, you can actually +1 that particular story. So you don't have to just +1 the whole website, but if you actually just like a particular article, so maybe I don't like the Huffington Post as a whole, but I actually do want to share this particular story because I'm going to find, I think that this is going to be relevant to my friends. So you can actually then just click on the +1 on that particular article, and that is what's going to show up that I actually am endorsing this particular page of that website. So again, article looks good, I checked it out, and I think it's a good article. So I don't necessarily want to +1 the whole website, but I actually do really like this article, and so I'm going to +1 it. So as we see, hopefully as this evolves and as we see more and more people engaging with the +1 button, you're going to be able to see whether or not you like it. This might be from an organic result that I'm going to +1 it. My friend, maybe he +1 it off of a paid listing, and also another friend, maybe they +1 it off of the site itself. You're not going to be able to see, or you're not seeing right now, whether or not this was an organic listing or a paid listing. It's all going to be aggregated together, but they're all going to be listed out under the same listing on the search result, as well as how many other people that may not have been in your social circle have also liked that particular page or that particular article. So this is really how Google sees bringing the social world into the search results, and when it makes it the most relevant information as possible. So when you are actually searching and wanting to know whether or not your friend has recommended that. Any questions on this? Have you guys all seen it? Have you interacted? Have you +1'd anything? No?
one affects rankings?
Yep, that's the number one question that we always get. Of course, we don't talk about what's in our ranking algorithm. As far as I know right now, it's not currently included, but you know, again, as this progresses and as more and more people actually get involved and social becomes more and more at the forefront, it could be one of the ranking algorithms, but currently right now, no. But that's always the number one question that we get.
Is it still growing really well? Like, how is the kind of uptake on it?
Yep, it's going really well. We've just added that you can, so as we showed, this is on the natural listings, and then we also have the paid listings on google.com. You can also have them on your image ads. So your display ads through the network, you can also add the +1 button as well. So yeah, I mean, we are seeing that more and more people, and again, this is all based on, so the users that you're going to see here, or your friends are going to be part of, you know, whoever's in your contact list, or if on Google Plus, whoever's in your social circles. So that's who the listings that you're going to see there. So again, as all of this just evolves and people become more and more comfortable, I think you're going to see it grow. Sorry, what's the question?
Do you promote this at all, or is it really just kind of, as you, I haven't heard of it before until you're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Is it really just as you go on, you start to find out more and more about it?
It is. I mean, Google as a whole, I mean, as you probably noticed, we don't do a lot of advertisements. Again, like I said, I've been here for 7 years, and in the beginning, we were very adamant that we are not going to advertise. That it was really just, we built a product around the user, and if the user liked it, we kind of had a philosophy of growing organically. Through the years, you've seen us test out, you know, commercials. I think out here you guys had a Lady Gaga commercial for Google Chrome. Our first advertising commercial in the US was during the Super Bowl, and it was for search. So we're slowly, we've done billboards, again, I don't know out here, we've done billboards in the US as well. We try to do most of it by organic growth. Who knows if at some point we might, you know, we might feel the need that we're going to go ahead and advertise this. My gut is no, but again, we try to just grow organically and have people figure it out, have people, you know, see it and then gradually start talking about it. Any other questions? I think we're going to go on. The other couple slides, this isn't available yet, but this is just a glimpse as to some of the data that you'll eventually be able to see in Google Analytics as it relates to the social world, or the +1. So you can see URLs, how many +1s that you've gotten on those particular pages of your website, how that affected your click-through rate. So again, kind of honing in on the data here, because Google loves data. So this is all going to be integrated into Google Analytics for your site. Audience, and then again, where are they? So who have been visiting your site based on the +1 and the social activities of your site. Any other questions on social and plus? Like I said, we're not going to go into Google Plus. This is really just on the +1 as it relates to search. Yep.
How does an advertiser have to apply to get the +1
on their site?
Yeah, with both organic and paid.
So if they want the, I mean, the +1 button is just there on the search listings. If they want to get the +1 button on their website, they just can go, you can Google it on Webmaster Central, and it'll show you step-by-step instructions of how they can add that as well. Like as you saw the example, they have it on the like button, the Twitter, etc. They can add a +1 as well.
In the organic search results,
yep.
Wasn't it only a selection that had the +1, not every single one?
There should be. I mean, again, it should all be there that they've incorporated into it. I mean, this was just an example page, and this is not a recent screenshot. So this was from months ago. So I don't know, but all the +1s should be fully released now, and then you should be able to see them on the search results. It's only on their site and on the actual display paid, so the ads, display ads, you would have to add those. But everything on the organic side should already be there. they also don't have control over the organic listings, so it wouldn't be something that they would have to add. All right, perfect. So we're going to go into more, we're going to do Google voice search. How many of you have used voice search? A handful? Okay. It's probably one of the most underutilized search add-ons, I guess, especially here in Australia. Not a whole lot of people know about it, and not a whole lot of people use it. We're going to go ahead again and see another video demonstrating it.
Weather.
Eggs, sunny side up.
How to peel a banana like a monkey. Best treehouse ever. Translate tree to Chinese.
Singapore to New York.
So voice search is great. It's a really, really great feature. Again, like I said, not a whole lot of people use it. But it's really going to change, again, the way people search, because how you speak, maybe on your mobile phone, is definitely different than how you would actually type out a search query. So again, just changing little things like being able to actually speak a full sentence versus having to just type something in. Again, especially as you're on the go, it's really how we see. Search is going to change, especially for some of your advertisers, again, when they're looking at mobile campaigns. We're going to show a little example. So that's kind of a video, US-centric video. One of our colleagues here actually did some real-life examples. This, of course, was built out of the US, so originally was very used to more American accents, and so gradually over the years has changed and evolved of being able to recognize various different accents across the globe. And it will actually learn to your voice. So the more you use it, it may not be perfect at first, but the more you use it, it's going to actually get used to your accent and the way you speak, and the results are going to get better and better the more that you use it. So that was a video, and we're going to show, again, a colleague of mine who actually did some real-life demonstrations of it with an Aussie accent. So let's go.
Best travel deals. Flights to Brisbane. Translate to Japanese. Where can I find a good restaurant?
So definitely check it out. The funny thing with this is obviously a pre-recorded demo. Bob, the voice that you've heard, who's a product specialist here, he did this demo live at, I think, the Think Travel event that we had a few months ago. And when he did the whole flights to Brisbane, and again, he did this live in front of I don't know how many people, he did flights to Brisbane, and what pulled up were black women. So again, it's not always perfect, and it learns to your voice. Obviously here it's learned to Bob's voice, but yeah, you can imagine, how uncomfortable that might be as you're doing live demos. So, but again, it's a cool feature. This was obviously shown on a desktop. I encourage you guys to use it on your phones and check it out. What other? Oh, we have image search.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, wouldn't it be great if you could use an image to start your search on Google? Now you can with Search by Image. Whether your photo is from the web or your last vacation, you can search places, art, and even mysterious creatures with just one picture. And to search by image even faster, use the Chrome or Firefox extension. Now, every image is a jumping off point to explore, examine, and discover. To get started, go to images.google.com and click the camera icon.
Haven't you guys tested this out or tried it
I
out?
use the iPhone for it. It never
Huh?
gets it.
I know.
Yeah.
Australia's very much into the iPhone, so hopefully that will be added as well. Because this is really an extension. I know Google Goggles is also a cool feature for the phone where you actually take your cell phone, take a picture of an object or an image, and it'll actually do a search through that. So this is images where I think it's really cool that you can actually just drop. So if you go on vacation and you forget where you were, you forget what certain mountain it is, that it's actually going to be able to do a search for it. And again, we have another Bob live, well not live demo, but a pre-recorded demo of how this actually works on his vacation. So you can see we have Google Images. He has his Picasa already loaded up. And this is of some of his recent pictures traveling around through Europe. So you kind of see, you just drag. And it actually gives very accurate results as to what that picture is. Even if it's just, a half picture, yourself is in there. Again, even something like this, where it's just, it looks like a regular snowy mountain, it's actually pretty accurate. This picture was in Prague. And the interesting thing about this, it even knows that this is in Prague, and so most of the results are actually in Czech and not in English. So again, check it out. It's definitely, Images is really, really cool, especially as you're, like I said, traveling, or if you are unsure of what particular pictures are. But this is, again, just a future of where we're going in search, so that it isn't just about either what we type in or the spoken word, that it can really evolve even past that into images and pictures, because it isn't just about what we type in, that we want to know what more information on. So the last thing that we're going in here, those are some of the other, kind of the cool, Google Voice and Google Google Pictures. We're going to actually go into the search process. So this is the last thing. This is on Google Chrome, and what we're doing to kind of speed up this process. So entering a query, where you look at this query timeline. Entering query takes about 9 seconds or so, and that's based on Google Instant. So we've kind of sped up that process with Google Instant, selecting a search result. But actually, how can we speed this up even faster? So engineers, we're trying to figure out how can we make the web even quicker. So we want to actually break down the loading of the page, and that's through instant pages. So we're going to look at this. Shortening the time that it takes to actually load the page by predicting what search result that you are actually going to click on before you click on it. So if it knows, it'll go through video. So it'll preload if it's confident that that's the result that you are looking for. As you can see here, if you type in the White House, it's expecting 99% of the time you're going to want to be taken to that home page. And it's just going to preload the site for you. Pages. So really, Google Instant predicting what you want to search for. Instant Pages is preloading the page when it's confident that that's the result that you're looking for. So it's not going to actually select it for you. You would still have to select it, but instantly the page is already loaded, so you're not having to wait for that. So again, just shorting the amount of time that we're all having to wait as we search. Any questions on that? That's really, again, double time savings. Google Instant Pages.
How confident is it? Does it go to websites you've already been to, or does it just load top 5? Or
It'll still, I mean, again, like it's based on queries when, you know, you're typing in White House. Like obviously, you know, it's pretty confident that you're going to want that particular, the particular page. So when you're actually, you know, typing in, you know, like you're kind of looking for that particular URL. I don't actually know. I think it just loads the top one. So if you're going to select something, so if you don't select that top one, you're selecting, let's say, the 5th down, obviously you're going to have to wait for that to load. So you're not necessarily knowing that Google, you know, Instant Pages is on. It's already just going to preload that top search result, and if you happen to pick something else, then you're going to have to, God forbid, wait the 7 seconds for it to load. So.
Is that only the top organic search result, or?
Yes. Yeah. Because paid listings, we don't always know, again, like what's going to be listed. This is all just based on the natural search results. Any other questions with this? Again, these are just some of the cool things that we see or that recently have been launched as it comes to the search product. I'm sure more will be released through the years. As this really is, like I mentioned, this is Google's core competency. So organizing the world's information, this is really it. This is, you know, just a couple of things. Obviously, there's books, there's music, there's so much more out there. So keep your eyes out for more products as it comes to search. But any questions other than that? And I think you guys are almost done. One last time.